Quick breads are delicious, fast, easy to make, and they do not require yeast. They use baking powder, baking soda, or self-rising flour, or a combination of those, to make the bread rise. It's perfect for beginners. Here is the recipe, but don't worry, I'll include a link below for full written detailed instructions. You'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. You'll want to start out with 3 cups of flour or 450 grams. To that, add in 1 tablespoon of baking powder or 12 grams. You can use self-rising flour here. You would just omit the baking powder. Next, you'll add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt or 2.5 grams. And then finally, for some sweetness, you add in 1/2 cup of sugar or 100 grams. And then you want to stir this well. It doesn't take long. One thing I noticed after I started making this is I should have had a bigger bowl. I have a 3-quart bowl here. Get a little larger bowl. Once you got that pretty well stirred, you're going to move on to the wet ingredients. First, 2 eggs, and you want to beat them. It's about 100 grams. Then we're going to put in 1 1/4 cups of milk to that, which is 300 milliliters. This only takes a few moments, so don't worry. Stick with it. I'm pouring the eggs into the milk, just basically to have it all go in all at once. And then I'm going to add in 1/4 cup of oil or 60 milliliters. And I'm just scraping out it all so that the bread isn't dry. You want to get all your ingredients into the bowl if possible. And if not, it's okay. This is a very forgiving recipe just like the others. That's what I like about quick breads. Give it a little stir so it's all well combined. And now you're just going to add it into the dry ingredients. And here is where you're going to learn why you should use a slightly bigger bowl. Unfortunately, sometimes I don't think. And this bread turned out so well that I decided to just stick with it. And also to show you that everybody makes mistakes in the kitchen. So if I had used a bigger bowl, I could have stirred this really fast and it would have been in the oven within like 10 seconds. Unfortunately, because I used this small bowl, I'm having to stir really slowly because everything just wants to fly out. This can be to your advantage though if you're new to baking. It keeps you from over mixing things. So there is a benefit to using a slightly smaller bowl, but it does cause more work. This is a wonderful bread because it has a crumb texture of a muffin, and it's just very unique. It actually reminds you a lot of cornbread. If you like cornbread, you'll likely like this recipe. I also like the fact that once you learn how to make quick breads, the possibilities are endless. For instance, you could put in some garlic powder and some sharp cheddar cheese, and you can have like cheddar cheese biscuits with this bread. You can put in some cinnamon and some sugar and some spices, and you can get this really nice cinnamon bread. Or you can even make banana bread with quick breads. It's just amazing. Also, I'm going to point out that you probably shouldn't use one of these spatulas that come apart when you're making this. This is making it even more difficult. I couldn't have picked the worst equipment to stir this together. I'm actually kind of amused with myself. You're going to see it come apart. I mean, what was I thinking when I picked these two things together? Plus, my bowl was just sliding all over the place. I didn't think to put something down underneath it. And yet I stuck with it because honestly, this bread is just so forgiving, so easy. You can make any kind of mistake and it still comes out good. When this is finished mixing, you're going to bake it about 55 to 65 minutes. You want to put it in a 9x5 pan, which is 13 by 23 centimeters, I believe. And you want to grease it and flour it or line it with parchment paper or do a little bit of both. Make sure that you do have at least a nonstick pan and line the bottom because nonstick pans tend to fail, and then when they fail, they get stuck on the bottom. That little piece of lining really makes a difference. And I'm going to have to set the bowl down and scrape out the rest because honestly, it's really hard to pick up a glass bowl and hold it and scrape this stuff out. And don't worry if you don't get every little bit out. Ideally, you would spend the time and try to get it out because you don't want to waste ingredients. But if you can't, again, this is a very forgiving recipe. So you don't have to do that. And if you get it on your fingers, you can scrape it out because any kind of bacteria that may be on your fingers, it will get baked out in the bread. So don't worry. And then just try to push it into the corners and get it relatively level. If you don't get it perfectly level, that's okay because it'll be a very rustic looking bread when it bakes. It's honestly a very beautiful texture. I like when you get it with the little lumps and bumps on the top, and sometimes it cracks, sometimes it doesn't. It depends on how strong your baking powder is, or if you use self-rising flour. Self-rising flour tends to use a lot more baking powder than what I use. Okay, that was it, and here it is done. This was 60 minutes in my oven. I'm going to cut it open and let you see what it looks like. When you do cut this, it's very tender crumb, so if you go heavy-handed, it will just fall apart. It's like a muffin. This is not like yeasted bread. Look at this. It is beautiful. It smells amazing. It tastes amazing. Again, if you like cornbread, you are going to love this bread. I hope you try it out. I hope you enjoy it. If so, please let me know. And if you want more recipes, go to jacksonsjob.com. This is the version that was used with whole wheat flour. And again, this is the bread I made today. Isn't it just lovely? I hope you enjoyed. Happy baking.